Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Olympia Soiree, and we are just continuing Tokusata's route. Goddamn, I have to sneeze. It's like the second you hit record, and then you're like, alright, okay. Hey, fuck, there's that sneeze! Okay, sorry, but anyway. So we just started, literally, the next chapter, A Private Wedding, and this is the first thing, so ended in the perfect place. And thank fucking God that this bitch did not fucking kill my goddamn boyfriend Doma, because I'd have been fucking... Look. Kanan kind of convinced you this is what you needed to do, and you were gonna do it, and like, okay, fine, okay, alright, it's okay, Tokusata. But if you had done it, no forgiveness. I'd have come for you and ripped your throat out. Don't touch Doma. Don't touch Tsukuyomi. Don't fucking touch Akaza. Don't fucking touch Riku. Don't fucking touch Yosuga. Don't actually touch Kuroba or Himuka either, because, like, our love interest. Don't touch any of our love interests, but definitely don't touch Doma and fucking Tsukuyomi, okay? They're my side bitches. Don't touch them. I mean, seriously? I'm sure a lot of people are like, kill Doma! But I mean, you saw me. I was like, that's literally, I'm gonna lose my shit. I did not trust Tokusata not to kill him. That's all I'm saying. So that says something. But anyway. Tokusata! With the carriage, I was finally able to catch up to Tokusata before long. But Tokusata continued to walk into the ocean as if he couldn't hear me calling for him. Don't go! Wait! I'm leaving. I can't stand this island anymore. I don't want to be here. See the waves, and the icy sea is calling for me. I kind of feel bad for him right now, but also, like, you don't want to be here? Ouch, bitch. I'm not worthy of being an outsider. I can't do anything. I have no power at all. I couldn't fulfill my role. I'm not worthy. Okay, your role is not what Kanan and Nagusa told you it was, so... all that's left for me is to return to the ocean. Please don't say that. I already know that you died once before in your homeland. After hearing that, I'm confident that nothing about you can shake me. Tokusata's fingers twitched ever so slightly. The night ocean can be freezing, so let's head back to shore. No. I tried to grab his hand, but he shook it off weakly. Tokusata, look at me! Don't turn your back on me! CG? Yeah, I told you the scar was going to be his, like, neck. Come on. His beheading scar. Come on! That's not shocking! He's going to execute me. Huh? And, like, okay, this CG, he absolutely has his innocent lolly boy sweet face. Like, the little baby eyes. But, like, I really do actually kind of like the CG, too. They did a really good job on the CGs. Like, really good. Because... there's something about it, his, like, if you just look at his eyes and his moppy hair, you're like, oh, sweet. And then he's, like, obviously, like, in pain because his mouth, like, he's screaming something. And then you see the scar on his neck, and it's like, there's just something about the juxtaposition of, like, you were beheaded and, like, look at your sweet little lolly boy eyes, you know? Like, you're like, aw, you poor thing. It tugs at your heartstrings. He may not be my favorite love interest, because, you know, I don't like the lolly boys, and you're, like, he's at the bottom of the pack. I hate to say it, okay? But, like, this still tugs at your heartstrings, where you're like, oh, you poor thing. Like, I don't hate him, you know? I still feel for him, and they've done a really good job with the CGs, but there are moments where I just question some of the way they wrote things. You know, like the manipulating me into kissing him. Again, I'm sure it was supposed to be he didn't have self-confidence or whatever, but it just felt wrong the way it was done. I don't know. I think that was a writing choice, not a Tokusata actual personality choice, but... Huh? Lord Tsuneho, He said that I'm not really an outsider if I can't perform any miracles. So I'm gonna be executed. Again. I was beheaded in the garden at Hara Castle. Sorry. My life. I'm sure I lost my life back then. Tokisada. I really am alive. I did not notice until that time when that thing came up that when we were there visiting Kuroba, I just assumed, I didn't even notice the background. I was like, oh, we go to the Kotowari. I did not even realize that was Kuroba's office. And it had like freaking sciencey shit in the background, and it wasn't Akaza's fucking desk in the background. I just noticed that. Like, that was actually a different background. I just assumed, because we went to the Kotowari, and then they were, that the background, because like the beams and everything and the walls are like the same, that I was like, oh, okay. It's just my mind filled in the Akaza's office blanks instead of like, shit, there's actually like medical vials and like science shit going on back there. Like, holy shit, it's totally. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, anyway. I found my way to Paraiso? Yeah, right? Paraiso? Yeah, my body is still shackled by this hideous scar. Whatever that's called. A word from beyond the ocean, meaning paradise. Yeah, but it's like in some other language. Latin? I don't know. I'm just gonna pretend everything is Latin that I don't understand. And now we'll be executed again. What does Deus want from me? I can't hear his voice. There's an apostrophe in the word can't, thanks. Where's this punishment for what I've done? Is it because I cursed Deus just before I was beheaded at the castle? Is that why I'm here? Maybe. Isn't this beautiful island supposed to be Paraiso? 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 I don't know. God, don't give me words with things. Isn't this the paradise where I'm supposed to rest in peace? Well, only if the rest of us are dead too, which we might be. Or am I just gonna die another miserable death? Tokisada's body shook terribly. Execution? It has to be a lie. Lord Tsuneho, the kind-hearted Lord Tsuneho would never do such a thing. Be like, did he tell you that? Or is this part of his plan? His meaning Kanon? And now he's saying something in Latin or whatever. Oh, look, I can't. I'm not even going to attempt because I'm going to butcher it and like, it's so. God, why have you forsaken me? Tokisada's wail echoed across the ocean in the silence of the night. Lord. Aww. His like crying face with the grimace. Oh, it's actually cute. Oh, poor thing. No matter how much I suffer, the ocean's always blue, beautiful, and silent as ever. Am I not worthy of hearing your voice? Am I a vile sinner in your eyes, unworthy of speaking to you? Am I able to perform any miracles? Must I curse you again at my death? How many times must I die to be absolved of my sins? What am I supposed to do? Oh, supposed to, sorry. Please say something. I can't scream and grimace. Aww. She's like, I'll fix it. She's gonna hug him. That's cute. And now she has the giant derpy eyes here. But they both look like giant saucer-eyed cute. You don't need to perform any miracles. You can stay here as long as you want. That's all you need to do. I want you to stay by my side forever. I want you to be my husband. You... His lean, wet body shivered in the cold. I'm sorry. I couldn't save you. I wasn't able to do anything again. I can't save anyone. Aw, see, he does have some, like, issues with dying the way he did the first time. I'm not an outsider. I'm not worthy. I'm just an imposter. Don't talk about yourself like that. All I know is that I want you to be with me. But I'm gonna be executed. I wasn't able to perform any miracles. Don't worry. I won't let them execute you. I mustered all the strength I had to embrace him. If anyone dares to try and harm you, I'll make their very existence disappear. What are you saying? I'm sorry I didn't tell you. The women of Tenyo Island, we can use Batsu to protect ourselves. You're my soulmate. Protecting you is protecting myself. He's like, see, you can do miracles, I can't do shit. I'm not sure this was the right time to tell him that. I mean, sure, I get it, but also, I don't know how he's going to take that. I won't let anyone harm you. Unless you don't want to be with me, Tokisada. Do you really want to disappear into the waves? I do like this, though, that he's like, I'm going to be executed, and she's like, I'll protect you. Cool, we can finally get to protect our men. I like it. I like that we have the ability to, and we're like, I'll fucking kill anyone who tries to touch you. Good job, girl. Yeah, kind of like it. Look, I don't always want to be the dainty wallflower that needs to be protected. Sometimes you need to be saved. I get it. Like, somebody trying to kidnap me in a carriage, and Riku comes along and is like, fuck this shit. Cool. I'm with you. But, like, I don't want to always need a man to save me, and this time we're like, I'll save you. Yeah, because we can. We're afraid of our power, but we'll do it to save our man. I'm here for it. No. Tokisada shook his head weakly. I want to be with you on this island forever and ever, but I don't know what to do, especially after what happened back there. I can't. I cursed myself furiously as I looked on at him about to break. I helped push him into this corner. I kept pushing him without understanding his struggles. I kept pushing him by smiling at him, by encouraging him. Then, love me. Is that role not enough for you? Sis, I want you to stay on this island. I don't want to see you get swallowed by the waves again. Hey, maybe that's the only role that you needed to fulfill. Like, that's your role. Your role is to be the man that helps me carry on the white legacy. I mean, that's something, right? Doesn't that count? That counts for something. I'm like the super special, so she is. Because Doma might be her dad, and I don't want Doma to be my dad. I want him to be my daddy, but not like that. You know what I mean? Look, he's probably not, but I just feel like the game's gonna, like, throw me for a loop like that. Because games have done this to me before where you're like, I love this character. What do you mean he's my dad? What? Stop! No, why? I spent the whole game wanting to be with him, and that's not what was happening in this route. Like, the disappointment level was strong. That you find this character, you're like, I love this. I'm going to romance the shit out of this man. And then he's like, no, the route is because he's your dad. No, rude game. Stop. This isn't a Tomei game. No. Rude. Raw. You do not. I did not sign up for that. We did not play a visual novel game where, like, there's a bunch of different characters and some you might romance, some are your friends, and some might be your dad. That's not how this works. This isn't a Tomei game. I came into this playing this to come out of this with some hot boyfriends, and you made one of them my dad. I'm not okay with that, okay? So I'm just saying, you know, there's a mystery around the island and the women, and Doma's like old enough to be her dad, I guess. So, like, I don't trust the game. That's all I'm saying. I have trust issues in real life and with Otome games, mostly with Otome games. Because sometimes they stab you, sometimes they make your favorite love interest your dad. And, you know, you just can't trust anyone anymore. So please, don't cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm just kidding. If Doma's my dad. As I reached out to dry his tears. And that flower... A white flower drifted toward us from the black ocean. You knew that had to come back. When she's like, that flower must be long gone by now. You're like, something to do with that. It was still in bloom, unchanged by the waves. Tokisada, that flower is yours. I'm sure it's the flower I set into the water that night when I was on stage. No one's living on Tenyo Island anymore. Which means it finally found its way to you. And see, that's a sign. It just was waiting till you were ready for it, just like your sword. To me? Oh, okay. His face right here is so sweet and sad. I love it. Aw. They did a great job with the CGs. She's got the slightly scary doll eyes right now. But, like, his face is so, like, sweet and innocent. You're like, oh, don't be sad, little boy. It does. He looks very innocent and, like, 10. But it's still like, oh, it's okay, kiddo. You just want to pat him on the head. You are my betrothed. We're going to live on this island forever, and we're going to enjoy ice cream floats together. We'll walk on the beach and look for things that have drifted ashore. If you leave now, I'm sure Paris will be so sad that he'll leap into the sea himself. I can't let that happen. You can't. You still haven't taken Asua to eat ice cream yet. I think you have enough reasons to be here. So, let's have our wedding tonight. Oh, then we get to have our wedding night. Wink, wink. Are weddings? When they say wedding, is there quotes around and it's like, as soon as we have sex, we're married? Is that what it is? Like, I'm just saying, because she didn't have a wedding ceremony with Riku as far as I knew. But then again, the Green was like, we're going to make you a wedding dress. So, I don't know. Come on in. Thank you. Tokasada, I'm going to have you take off your shirt this time and have it dried. You're completely soaked. Well, but your scar doesn't bother me at all. That may be so, but will you take your shirt off if I take off mine? Whoa, girl! Hey, she's spicy. I like the fact that, like, she's the one, like, leading every single one of them. What if I get naked? Will you get naked? And he's like, I mean, I guess. And she's like, all right, cool. Can we have sex now? But I don't. Come on, let's just do this. Like, she's the one leading them to bed most of the time. I like this. I like the empowerment I feel as opposed to being the, oh, God, touch, oh. You know, they're the ones that are like that. And that makes me feel a little bit better is all I'm saying. I just, you know, I hate the fainting violets. So I'm okay if the boyfriends are the fainting violets once in a while, thanks. Huh? I'm drenched too, so I want to dry off as soon as I can. I understand that, but See? I'm not totally fine. I'm totally fine, so... You're not fine at all. You won't need to feel embarrassed if both of us have our clothes off. What in the world are you saying? That would make it even more embarrassing. I do wish I had an actual sneeze, because that would have been perfect timing. Tokasada tried to leave, but his body was shivering too much to move. At least take your cloak off, Jesus. I'm really fine. If you keep this up, I'm gonna take off your clothes myself. We just need a clap for that shit. I like her. She had a moment where I thought she was gonna do something stupid and go see Kanon. She didn't. She didn't. But there was a moment. It was questionable, but like 98% of the time, girl. Damn. I would say 99.9% of the time. That one moment where you were like, are you really going to be this stupid? It was just me. It was me not trusting her not to be stupid. Because all the other girls are never that smart. You know, but... God, she's got sass and spunk. What? What? Did we just pounce on him? Oh! She did. Oh. Are we both, like, half naked now? There. Feels a bit warmer now, right? She took off his top, she's topless, and now she's pressed against his body. She knows some shit. Are you sure? Girl. She got some stones. Yes, it's warmer, but... Relax. You think I'm not embarrassed, too? Alright. Tokasada's body was incredibly tense. I mean, it's the first time he's half naked with a girl. It was like I was holding a block of ice. This is a man's body. I knew I shouldn't look, but I couldn't stop myself from peeking. Girl! She's so sassy! His body looks a lot better than mine. Tokasada's chest was surprisingly muscular, despite it being flat and smooth. It was so different from my own soft chest. I should have fixed my bath here sooner. The faucet doesn't work with all the rust. No, I'm actually fine like this. I could feel heat returning to Tokasada's cheeks and neck. Still feeling rather cold myself, I pressed closer against him to feel his warmth. Sis, I'm warm enough, so just stay like this. Are you sure? I was starting to feel more embarrassed. I mean, you're now pressed against each other. Seeing Tokasada shiver from the cold earlier made me so worried that I ended up undressing us both, but... about what you said earlier. Can you really accept me? Do you not want to drink soda with me anymore? Of course I want to, but I'm not worthy of being an outsider. Then why don't we just say your role is to be my beloved husband? I just realized, because I was like, God, we're all whatever, but like, giant eyes. It's like, Tokasada closed his eyes tightly as if trying to hold back tears. Tokasada, I want you to know my real name. My real name is Spacey. That's true, we've never told him. Spacey. Almost no one knows it. But since you're gonna be my husband, I want to hear you call me by my true name. Spacey. And it's a beautiful name, sis. Oh, I mean, it suits you well. No, thanks. You could have literally put anything. You could have put Agatha in there and they would have like, it's beautiful. Like, sorry if her name's Agatha, but it actually does sound like a witch name. Come on. Spacey makes me like, why are you just spacing out? Again, duh. Have you... So games can't read my name. Thank you. I wasn't able to become a man worthy of you. Instead, all I did was make you worried. But there's one thing I know I'm best at, out of everyone on this island. Being awkward? What's that? Loving you, sis. I don't know, Rika was pretty fucking good at it. But, okay, alright. In this route, you're the only one capable of it. True. Sure. Shh. Don't tell him about the man harem. It would crush him. He can't handle it right now. He's also not coming to my man harem. If you want him to come to your man harem, you take him. That's fine. I wanted to stand beside you. I wanted to become a real man on this island. It's true that I wanted to change things, but you were the one who made me realize that. This is just the start for both of us. Tokasada took a breath. You're gonna stay here, right? There's no need to rush things. I'm sure we can do it someday. No, we will change things, one by one. You're right. You've been telling me so from the very beginning. I love you, Tokasada. I don't ever want to be without you. You'll stay by my side as my husband, won't you? I want to. No, I will stay by your side. Then, let's say our vows now. Yeah, and then we can have sex. I'm sorry, intercourse. We don't call it sex in this game, we call it intercourse. Takes some of the magic out of it. And then we can fuck. Is also not magical, but I was like, I don't know. Everything was going fine until I suddenly realized... By the way, do you know what we're supposed to say to make it official? I don't remember all the details, but, Oh, hey, look, we actually wear a bra! This is actually super freaking cute. He still kind of has lolly boy eyes, but, like, okay. He has lolly boy eyes, but if you kind of get rid of the lolly boy okay, game, I'm gonna give you props for doing a decent job on the muscle tone and the, like, leanness of him. Because it doesn't belay a lolly boy. Like, there is a juxtaposition here, and I'm impressed, game. She's actually really beautiful in the CG, I love it. But, like, that's not the body that goes with that face. I approve. But I'm also extremely confused because this is probably the first time a lolly boy's ever been like, you know, I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna enjoy the view. But, like, that's never happened. Because they're usually like, you're cutesy, and even if you tell me you're like, that is a very nicely well-drawn, toned, lean body that I approve of. It's nice. And he almost doesn't look like a lolly boy. His eyes just need to be a little bit less orby. And it would almost work. God, it's almost there. Like, it's such a beautiful CG. And there's something so magical about it. And it's almost like, I almost want, like, I want you to be slightly different. I want you to not be the lolly boy. I want you to not quite have such orby lolly boy eyes. Even in the CG, they're just a little bit too much. They're a little too cute. Because, like, Otherwise, it'd be like, this was a CG that could make me almost fall over. It's nice. It's fucking great. But but there's something that takes away from it because it's like, but it's Tokusada. And like, I'm picturing your sprite and it's ruining it for me. That's a me problem. Not a game problem. It's a me problem. But like, damn. I wish I liked you a little bit more, Tokusada, because this CG is fucking nice. This shit's nice. Game is... I've said it plenty of times in his. The CGs are nice in his route. You did him well in this, in the CGs. Not a Tokusada fan, but I am a fan of the CGs. For the most part. Like, hi. Okay. Anyway. Do you promise to love me and keep me, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health? That's right. These were the words. My stomach churned from nervousness and an excited joy. I really kind of like because she almost has sleepy eyes here, like, yeah, hey. Like, it's different, because, again, they always have giant eyes, but these ones right now, hers are like, yeah, sup. Can't describe it. There's something like a sleepiness in her face that's not just like, I'm tired. It's like I always walk around and have sleepy eyes, Like, I'm really chill. Like, it's just the vibe she has in her face right now, and I kind of like it. I don't know. I do. Now, sis, say the same to me. At a time like this, I'd love to hear you say my real name. Spacey. Now, Spacey. The expression on his face, the sound of his voice as he shyly spoke my name, were so adorable. I felt as though the bud that sprouted inside me had just bloomed. It's gonna. Do you promise to love me and keep me, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live? I do. I will be your husband on this island, until death do us part. This is actually really cute. We're having like a little, impromptu wedding ceremony. It's kind of beautiful. I love it. My body and soul are yours forever. Forever. And this is where we would kiss. Not that we have to. We can stop here if you want. She's like, oh, hell no. She is going to knock you over. No, let's. As we gazed at each other, we slowly brought our lips closer. Third kiss. He gets a lot of kissy CGs, is all I'm saying. Did Riku get this many? Because I don't think he did. I was surprised by the coldness of his lips. I'm sorry. Did you not want to? It's just that your lips are still a little cold. We need to warm them up. Yeah. She knows how to warm them up. I pressed my lips to his again. Spacey. We've said our vows, so you can't run away from me anymore. Got it? Also, he's got the weird, just two long-ass rat tails going on. What is it considered if you have a rat tail, but it's two? Because, with a girl, if you put your hair in pigtails, but those aren't pigtails, what are those? It's basically twin rat tails? What is going on with that? Why did you do that? I noticed it a long time ago, but I just ignored it. But you can't ignore it in the CG, so. Tokusada nodded as I gently ran my fingers through his wet hair. Don't worry, I won't run. This time, Tokusada pressed his lips against mine. His lips were still cold. You're wearing that cross. Thank you. His fingers grazed against my skin. I couldn't believe the sound that just escaped me. The place he touched ached and tingled with a strange heat, and I felt waves of a new sensation flow throughout my body. Oh, that was... Do you want to punch me? He would still think so, even at a time like this. I told you that I don't want to punch you. Tokusada looked around for his cross, his eyes searching as if he was slightly confused. Would you be angry if I touched you again? Oh, that's him. Please be honest. I can hold myself back, I think. Holding back? You're like, we're married now, so don't need to. I don't think you were expecting us to go this far, and it's probably too soon. But I still want to touch you. Too soon, right? Don't worry, I can restrain myself. Tokusada lowered his head with guilt, and she's like... he's like, no, I mean, I can... She's over there. Yeah, but I can't, pounces him. No? I always thought I would need to prepare myself completely before taking the step. But I wasn't prepared in the slightest. Not a chance at all. I desperately wanted to hold him. I wanted to share my warmth with him. She is going to pounce him. I brought him out of that cold sea, and now I wanted to keep him as my own. I want to. Tokusada's eyes widen. He's like, huh? Really? The blush that came across his face in response to what he wanted endeared him to me more. Spacey. Tokusada carefully placed his lips upon my skin, around where the cross was hung. Oh, hi. Oh, I love how their necklaces are entwined together right now. Like in this CG, like they were holding them together, but like now they're just like stuck together. That's actually kind of cute. Symbolic and adorable. Tokusada. Heat rose from within me as my fingers searched for something to cling onto. Your voice. What does it mean? Is it like in the stories? Do you feel good? I like how each one's a little bit different. Because like in Riku's art, she was like, boom, we're gonna do this. And he's like, okay. Are you sure? All right. And lost all abandon. But like this is like, they're both like, he's like, I really want to. She's like, I do too. And they're both a little like awkward, but they want it. But they're kind of a little awkward about it. It's actually, it's kind of cute. You're like, it's kind of adorable. Like, you're like, but it would be like the first time with someone, you're like, okay, we're gonna, okay. Like, maybe? I noticed that Tokusada's tone changed. His voice was full of desire, similar to the one I heard back in the carriage, or on that rainy day. And then, can I touch you someplace else? Game, don't make me read inappropriate things. All I could do was nod. Is there a part of you want me to touch? I don't know. And then, let me find it. I want to hear that voice again. Well, are we getting really frisky? I mean, that's the whole point of this part, but it's also just some of the things he says, you're like, they gave you some good lines, bro. Like, Tokusada, his lips and fingers weren't cold anymore. Maybe it was because of me. The overwhelming heat made it hard to breathe. I love you. His fingers searched all over my body. Places I had never even touched myself before. Okay, that's a little weird. You should have, like, you have to clean yourself, so you should be touching every part of yourself. How do you get clean? Like, I've never touched my back. You should be everything. You gotta wash everything. So I'm just saying, that is false. Places I'd never touched myself before. You're kind of dirty. Like, you gotta use a washcloth, something to clean yourself. You've touched every part of your body before. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm not eyeing and moaning. You're sure you don't want to hit me? Are you fine with me touching you like this? I'd have kicked you if I wasn't. I won't hit you, so please, please touch me. My desperate desire for love had taken control over my heart and my mind. I couldn't resist him anymore. I don't think you were resisting him to begin with right now, but thank you for saving me. You gave me a role to fulfill. I won't run ever again, so please, let me stay by your side. I'll love you like this forever. I love you. My back ached as he... arched, sorry. My back arched as he suddenly placed his lips on my skin. Such a simple touch from him made me happier than I had ever been before. Happier than anyone else in this world. And now he's moaning. Okay, well, but kissing. Tokusada. Oh, her hair's turning green, that's what it is. I love you. I love you so much. I'm so madly in love with you. Tokusada's fingers continued to move as he kissed me. As they traced my skin again and again, my voice escaped me against my will. Look, the color of your hair is changing again. I'm happy to see your hair in my color. Let me deepen it more. Oh, hi. Nice. Bravo. That's a good line. Let me deepen that color more. Oh! Yeah. Oh, look at her hair's all green! So cute. Okay, like even like right here, he does not look like Tokusada at fucking all. You were like, Who is this boy in our bed? Because it is not Tokasada. They did such a good job with him in the CGs. Why did you have to make him look 12? Like, he looks young and innocent, but so does she. Okay, her eyes are really creepy in this one, but... Like, she looks kind of like young, and he... But it's like, okay. You know, it's not like some of the other ones where in CGs you're like, why do you... Like, if you told me you're 20 or 35, it'd be the same. You're going to be drawn the same. But, like, if you were like, oh, Tokasada, he's like 18, 20, you're like, okay. Yeah, he has a young... but man face, not a baby face. But then in the sprite, you're like, let's draw him like he's 12. Could you not? He's so much better like this. Like, he still has an innocent face. Like, it's still sweet boy, but it's not 12. It's like, here he looks like a young man. Like, he could be 18, 19, 20. Okay, he's roughly our age. Not, well, I'm your age, but I look 12. See, this is what I'm talking about. You could draw the freaking, like, younger... guys, like, I want the sweet, innocent kind of, like, the sweet face, fresh face guys. Like, I haven't seen shit, you know, kind of baby faced without actually giving them a baby face. Look at him here. It's perfect. He doesn't look like he could be 30. He looks like he's 20. You're like, but he's 17. Okay, fine, sure. But he's adorable. It works. It's not a turn off. Like, you look 12. It's like, okay, cool, yeah. He's sweet. I could see him together. It's great. It would just make me enjoy the routes more is all I'm saying, okay? But anyway. It really is green. We never got to see her hair full on blue with Riku. It was just the ends and then it was done. Like, they didn't show us, like, I wanted to see it blue. And this is like, she got seafoam hair. Like, her hair is green as shit. It's great. Like, she's a mermaid now. It is. I'm surprised myself. You're beautiful no matter what color you are. Tokasada gently kissed my newly green hair. Was it good enough? Only Tokasada would ask that. I love it. I'm being serious here. And this is a really important part of being your husband, isn't it? It was good. Really? Really? So everything's the same here on this island? I think it's the same, like in the books. So it was fine? Thank God. I love this exchange. It's awkward, but it's so cute. And it's, like, legit. Like, you know, where you're like, was that okay? Because it felt okay to me. Was it okay to you? Like, if you've never had this moment where you're like, I mean, it seemed okay to me. Was it okay to you? Like, or them like, hey, yeah, well, that was awesome, right? And you're like, were you and I having the same experience? Because no, like, I would much rather a man actually ask, so that was good, right? Okay, we're good? Okay, because like, as opposed to being like, yeah, I'm fucking awesome at this. And you're like, what were we doing? I'm sorry, I was like actually like recalling all of the events of an entire series of a TV show in my head from beginning to end while you were doing your thing. I just was not present. Look, sometimes that's... Took me a long time to realize that when you're not invested like that and you're like, are you done yet? It's just because you don't want to be there and you shouldn't have been doing that. And like, took me a long time into my adult life to realize I was demisexual, and sometimes some of the experiences I would get myself involved in, just be like, okay, yeah, this is what we're supposed to do, right? It's like, no, it's not just because you're quote-unquote supposed to do it. You just don't do it if you don't want it. And like, look, it took me a long time, okay? Wasn't very smart in college, but anyway. Sometimes it takes a lot of us a long time to be like, oh, yeah, you know, I'd rather just not, so. But, you know, I'd just rather somebody ask me this. Like, this was good, right? Can we communicate? Was there things that, oh, you didn't like when that, okay, but this was good, okay, cool. You know, communication is key to a good relationship, things, and this is adorable. Awkward as shit. Because it is in real life too, but like, you know. He closed his eyes in relief. He was so serious and kind, even in this situation. I just think it's funny that he's like, oh my God, we're good, right? Because like, my job as your husband is to be good in bed. So cute. I'm not sure if this is the right thing to say, but I felt like I was in heaven. Thanks. Might not be the right... I feel like it's a good thing to say, though. It makes me feel good. I was the happiest I've ever been in all my life. You said it slightly embarrassed, but I could feel how happy he was. There was no way I could hold back my own feelings. Well, I hope it's not just because it was the first time and then after experience it's like, it's not as good. I hope it's just because you love me. Like, me too. I blushed, remembering what just happened. But it was a much, much happier feeling than I could have ever imagined. Because you're with the person that you love. You're not just like, sure, what up, drunken night at the bar. This is the person that you connected with. So of course it would be wonderful. I get it as a demisexual. You're like, when you're not invested, you're like, okay, are you done yet? But like when it's someone that you're actually into and you have that connection with, it's a fucking amazing thing. It's like not very many of in a percentage of my life. But I have had that. I've met those people that you were like, there is a connection, your mental, emotional, everything, and then everything is great. Until you turn into a douchebag later down the road. But like at the time. Anyway. So this was what it was to feel the touch of the person you loved. I was envious of that older man from before. Loving someone and being loved. Oh, Grandpa? I gently touched the scar around his neck. I was a huge liar back when I lived in Japan. Huh? I was planning on only saying it once. Everyone was suffering and I wanted to lift their spirits. I wanted them to have faith in the future. Which is why I said to the people that I heard God's voice. That Deus would always be with them. You remember I said before that I served the God the Padres taught me about? Yes, I remember. I'm conflicted with those who worship the ancient gods of Japan, and I was persecuted. Many of those who followed me were captured and tortured. Some were killed as they prayed to Deus. Everyone was scared and exhausted. I wanted to give them hope, even if it was just a little. Everyone rejoiced at my words. The light came back in their eyes, and they started to talk again about hope. I felt like I'd done something really great for them, and that everyone was going to be fine. But things took a turn for the worst. So many horrible things happened that I felt like I had to say it again. And I heard God's voice saying we weren't offering enough prayers worthy of his intervention. And the truth is, I never once heard his voice. But I couldn't tell them I lied. Telling them the truth would have only brought them despair. And more than that, I was waiting for Deus myself. Each day I had faith that a miracle would happen, and if not, the next day. We ended up having to defend ourselves at the castle. It was around then I started thinking, maybe Deus wasn't appearing to us because I was a liar. Or because he doesn't really exist. What? I'm sorry. Shh, don't tell him that. Finally, in the moment, just before I was beheaded, I yelled with all my might, cursing Deus. When I awoke after washing ashore, I saw my hideous scar. Felt that it was my punishment. Tokusada traced his scar with his finger. I heard a rumor that old wounds were healed by the waters in Yomi, so I asked Yosuga for help. And Yosuga and Camellia always treated me as a normal guest, never prying into my past. I've always been grateful to them. And what's more, the water was comfortable and had a nice, calming scent. I know what you mean. I feel like I could bathe there every day. And they got the best mint chocolate ice cream. We should get some again. Tokusada smiled, then took a look around my room. I have to admit, this place is really cozy, too. You wouldn't mind if I stayed here, would you? I'm just kidding. I'm not so rude that I'd... Say, Tokusada? I don't believe you're a liar, but is what Lord Tsuneho said really true? I'm guessing someone who doesn't like me told Lord Tsuneho bad rumors about me. He's been really stressed, and I don't blame him. He took in an outsider that can't do anything. Something wasn't right. I shouldn't bring it up now, though, since it would probably make him even more distressed. No, but like, now he's on the sex high, and he's like, hey, this might be the right time to tell him. Tokusada, I can't imagine you killing someone of your own accord. It also doesn't make sense that you'd act so rashly on rumors about the Red Calamity. Nagusa and Kanon, all I'm saying. I can only assume someone must have really driven that idea into your mind. Look, and the color of your hair is going back to normal. Huh? Oh. Can I dye it again? Being a sex mood ring's kind of fun when he's like, I want to deepen that color. And you're like, you want to deepen something? And then he's like, I want to dye your hair again. Oh! Hi! I love it. Oh, I love it. Tokasada's slender fingers touched my lips. I couldn't refuse what was already a part of me. I loved him so dearly that I wanted to always be one with him, and that would make walking difficult. And life. You can dye me as many times as you want. Ho ho ho! Damn. I knew. I could see the frightened look in his eyes when he spoke about Lord Sneho. There's more that needs to be settled. We still have a long way to go, which is why all I could do right now was embrace him in my arms. I would never let the waves carry Tokasada away. I wish he looked more like this CG in his sprites, because he's, like, so precious in this CG. Like, he still has a youthful face, but it's not a baby face. You know what I mean? And there's just something, it's just like, he's so much prettier. It's like this. This is the kind of love interest. This is the love interest that I want. He's, like, pretty, and I can take him seriously as, like, you know, like, everything he's saying, everything about his character. If you just closed your eyes and just heard all the things, you're like, yeah. And then you see him and you're like, I can't take you seriously. You look like you're 12. You tried to fight and, like, save people with a katana. What were you doing? Throwing candy at them? Like, stop it. Don't be mean to my mommy. Like, because just, I can't take you seriously when you look 12. It's like bullshit. Like, I don't know. Like, but like this man and this CG, yes, when you're like, he's a man's body. I believe that. I mean, we saw it in that other CG, but, like, I believe that when you see this face. It's still a youthful face, but he's still, like, not a baby where I'm like, no, this isn't working for me. Like, I understand that people like lolly boys, but, like, why? Stop it. Like, stop it so we don't have to have them in games. Because, like, this would have been so much better. This Tokasada right here is so much better than the lolly boy, like, derpy-eyed 12-year-old face that we get. This one. All I'm saying. I don't want to end it because I just want to keep seeing this face. It's better. I made that promise with all my heart. Parted twins. Yeah, no, we did not have choices in that one. Okay. And then, we don't have choices in this one either. Huh. Okay. And then go down to the next. I'm gonna scroll. No, okay, we don't need to see the title of the next chapter. But yeah, no choice in this one. See, and then you see this and you're like, and there's such a disconnect between the person we were just in bed with, literally in the lap, and then it's just, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's weird. Anyway, I'm sure that's why they did it, because if they drew him with this 12-year-old baby face in that bedroom scene, you'd be like, no, we're going to jail for this. We're on a watch list now. But they made him look like an actual youngest, where you're like, okay, no, but he looks like his age, so it's fine. I mean, he's 17, so I'm still on a watch list. I'm just like, because that's still creepy. She's only 18. You know, but, like, if you were like, he's like 18, 20, sure. Everybody else in this game is 20, but they're like, you look like, if you told me that you were 30, I'd believe it, because, again, 20 to 30, they draw the same. As soon as you hit, like, 35, it's like eye bags, wrinkles, you're falling apart, you're half dead. Actually, 35 and up is like Doma. That's usually what they draw. Actually, Doma's probably like 22, the way this game's like. I mean, sometimes you're like, wait, what? Like, I am the leader of the universe. I'm the president of the universe. I'm like 16 and a half, but I'm like totally mature. Fucking a cracky one, game. Like, no, but Doma's like, well, we know Tsukiyomi's like 7,000 years old, so he's like a vampire. Okay, fine, whatever, that's fine. But, like, Doma's probably in his 30s. Looks slightly older, but not really. But usually when it's like, oh, he's 40, it's like, let's make him look haggard like he's dying. That's how I feel inside, game, but, like, please don't insult me like that. I do look like that on the outside, don't I? Rude. Anyway. Now we're just staring at each other awkwardly. In front of us were slightly old biscuits. I didn't even have a matching pair of cups to accompany them. This is pathetic, right? Am I really greeting a new morning with him in this mess of unmatched utensils and cups? I mean, I never expected to have a meal here, but... Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have much to offer. I hardly ever have meals here. The bright morning sun was making us both blush. I mean, I don't think you also intended to get married and bone him in this, just in this second. I mean, it seemed so simple last night to throw caution to the wind and embrace each other all night. What a waste of a good morning. Don't even worry about it. I actually really love biscuits. Especially when they're crusty, old, and moldy and they've been sitting here for months. They're better that way. He didn't really say it, but that's implied. All that formal food like grilled sea bream, clam soup, simmered black beans we can have on our wedding day. Those sound delicious. I didn't know those were served at weddings. Huh? They're not served on this island? I've read before that those were the types of dishes served at a wedding. Then let's make it happen. I'd love to try them. I had no regrets about what happened. But in the pure bright light of the morning, it was somehow incredibly difficult to have a conversation without thinking about last night. What is it? This tea tastes really good. Thanks. I don't mind her being awkward and weird and stuttery in this because he's awkward, weird, and stuttery, so they're like vibing off each other. But like I hate it when he's like, yeah, that was great last night. You know, this is like relatable and it's actually kind of funny because they're both like, okay, yeah, no, good, Like, it's relatable stuttering mess as opposed to like they've been married for 10 years. He put his hand on my shoulder and I almost died. Like, he touched me. Oh my God. You've had 6 kids. Stop it. Like, this? Yeah. Yeah, no, I get this. I need to act like I usually do. Focus. Focus. Juggles cups because she almost drops them. We both drank until our cups were about half empty. I'm going to go back to the Green today to talk to Lord Sneho. I feel really guilty for all the trouble I've put him through. But I want to do my best for the Green as Amakasu Shiro Tokisada. You know being sick can make you overly anxious, and you can find yourself saying things you don't mean. I think that's what happened to him too. Spacey, I have to ask, you don't regret anything, do you? A little bit when I see you dressed like a lolly boy, but like in the other CGs, like no, because you look legit cute. But like now you're like baby face and it's weird. Again. Can you bring back the adult version of you? Because it was better. The child version of you is like I feel like we're talking to our son and we're gonna send him off to his first day of school. Okay, like it's weird. I froze with my cup in hand. Are you regretting what happened? Not at all. Why would I? I want to do it with you even more. Oh God, this is weird coming from his face now. I mean, not right now. I need to go back and talk things over with him. I'm sure everything will be fine. It's also very weird because you're like, you're too young to be having sex. I know he's 17, but it's like, you look 12, you're too young. I don't like it. Like, stop it, game. You don't like the lolly boys. I don't. But the CGs were good, and thank you for having the CGs up where we went through that whole thing because you made it less awkward. Because it was like, no, the CGs are good, and you look like a normal and this is fine. I don't have a disconnect where it's squicking me out. And now we're talking about, I want to do it with you more. Ah, stop it! Babies shouldn't be having sex. You know what I mean? But Tokisada took a sip of his tea, then looked at the bed. I'm happy your flower found its way to me. I'm just going to take the double entendre for what it is. Your flower found its way to me. Yeah, I bet. Like, oh. When I couldn't reach it that day, I felt awful, thinking it meant I wasn't worthy. But you did get it after all. I'm sure it means Lady Amaterasu has given her approval of you as my husband. It's too late for her to take it back now. Huh? Tokisada's eyes grew wider than I had ever seen them before, when suddenly... Sis, I need to get going. What the... I'm gonna do my best so Lady Amaterasu can be proud. First, I'm gonna go talk to Lord Tsuneho. Well, I'll see you later. Goodbye. He left with such confidence. Maybe hearing that Lady Amaterasu approves of him did the trick. I mean, I'm happy to see him like that, and I'm not gonna say I'm jealous of Lady Amaterasu or anything. But on the table were the mismatched cups and glass. I better buy a matching pair. We live here now. You also better get the bath fixed, all I'm saying. My hair is white again, so I should look back to normal. I don't look any different than I usually do. Didn't Yosuga know when we boned Riku? He was like, oh, hey. As I anxiously prepared to open the letterbox. Dear guest, I see a trace of someone's lips on your neck. Just kidding. Yosuga, that was so mean. What else could I assume? Every few steps you stop and sigh with a blushing face. He's gonna be the one when we bone him who is going to literally be like teasing us every step of the way and make it, God, stop, you're making me awkward. I kind of want, because Kuroba's like, hey, we can go in the back and take care of it. You guys should go have sex, like whatever. I kind of want Kuroba, because he's so like flirty whorish, that like when it comes time to bone him, he's gonna be like, are we okay, to be a little more awkward about it than you expect him to be. I expect Yosuga to just be like, he's gonna be the one. See, every one of these we've been like, with Tokusada, it was like we're together and we're both a little awkward with each other. Like, oh, okay, are we doing this? Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm okay. Yeah, no, okay. Like, it's an awkward first time experience for both of you, and you're like, is this okay? Are we doing okay? Okay, you know, cute awkwardness for both of them. But with Riku, she was like, we're gonna do this, and he's like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, and then he's like, and then he turned it on and was like, all right, you can't back out now, and like just went for it. There was a little bit of awkwardness on his side, and then he was there for it, you know? I feel like Yosuga's gonna be the one that we're gonna be like, what the? And he's gonna be the one that's on top of, like, pinning us, and it's gonna be like, yeah, we're going. But, what? Okay, all right. Like, it's gonna be the reverse Riku, where he's gonna pounce us, we're gonna be a little awkward, and then we're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna let the kitten out of the cage. This is a tigress now. Like, you know. And I just really want Kuroba to be a little awkward. Because he's such a fucking flirt that I just want him to be like, all talk, no walk. Where you're like, all right, let me show me what you're made of. And he's like, what? Huh? It's gonna be amazing. Well done, Tokusada. You're finally a man. I would celebrate your union with applause, but it'd be best to behave as normal for now. Keep that up and others will notice. Your upcoming marriage with Tokusada has not been made official yet, so be cautious. You're right. Thank you. Did you see the scar around his neck? Yosuga, I saw everything. Creepy. I nodded a bit, then whispered my reply. He told me how he got it. Not that it bothers me. Indeed. I'd not have thought it would. He also did not tell you how he got it? You already knew. I knew how he got it, but then he also admitted it to me. Like, he finally let it out, but, like, we already knew. Only one letter for today. After completing my delivery, I headed to the plaza, just as the food stalls were being set up. Tokusada, I hope things are going well with you and Lord Tsuneho. We're in Parted Twins, right? Because I think we switched chapters. That's the next one, yeah. The image of him from this morning returned to mind as I gazed out at the colorful curtains adorning the soda stand. That feels like it's... Parted Twins seems like Kaina and Kanan, because weren't they twins? Kanan and the others are another problem that need to be taken care of. Maybe it's best that I leave it up to Akaza. With no open benches around, I decided to leave the plaza when someone suddenly grabbed my arm. Kanan. I fucking knew this bitch was coming. I mean, Parted Twins chapter, blaze it. Olympia, perfect timing. What's the matter? You look as though you've seen a ghost. No, just evil incarnate. Not at all. I'm perfectly fine. There were a lot of things I wanted to ask Kanan, but I should avoid taking action for now. Is there something you need? Perhaps a letter to Kaina? No, not to my brother. I want you to deliver this to Sasara. To Sasara? It's my final message to her. I won't be seeing her again, so I figured there'd be no harm in sending one letter. You can read it if you want. I don't do things like that. Akaza does. But it's his job. I looked at him sidelong as I put the envelope inside my bag. He's acting like he usually does. I didn't see any signs of concern or hesitation from him, but I wonder if he like, oh yeah, I've got a letter for Sasara. He was purposely trying to seek us out to see if we were like, took us out of murder Doma. And we're like, he's like, so like, what's going on? How's Doma? I don't know. I didn't see him. I didn't see him last night. Wouldn't know. I left early this morning. Kanan, you've been living on the surface as leader of the Orange. I assume it was easy for you to get a permit to go through Kunado. Why don't you visit Kaina? Kanan gave an eerie smile, then pinched a few strands of his orange hair. I couldn't tell what emotion he was feeling. I don't think he has emotions. In the old days, my brother and I used to take strolls along the beach. We'd search the whole stretch in hopes of finding things of interest. But now we never will. What is he trying to say? I couldn't read him at all. As I wondered what I should say to him, he turned briskly around and walked away. Don't go to the beach. It's a trap. We used to go to the beach. I feel like I should go to the... Don't do it. He's going to drown us. After the letter was inspected, I returned to Yomi. I immediately went to look for her. Huh? Huh? Really? From Lord Kanan? I never dreamed he'd write back to me. It really is from him. He gave it to me in person to deliver. I'm so jealous of you, Lady Olympia. So does Lord Kanan seem to be doing well? He's a shady son of a bitch. What is wrong with you, girl? If you were gonna pick a shady son of a bitch, you should have gone after Nagusa. At least he's hot. Kanan's not unattractive, but it's just, I'm not attracted to his douchiness. Except for that time when he made that weird pass at us, and it was like, I kind of like this. Stop it. But Nagusa just showed up, and he could be 10 times worse. But it's just insta eyeball attraction. It's like, you are gorgeous. I don't even care if you stab me. Look, my eyes want what they want, okay? So. Very much so. I'm so happy. The wax seal of the Orange. It's something used only by the leaders, so it really is real. With a bright smile, she opened the letter, but a moment later, her shoulders dropped. She looked up at the sky. Maybe I shouldn't be here. I'm so sorry. It didn't work out after all. Here, you can read it. Lady Sasara, this is my first and final letter to you. I think you're well aware, but it'd be impossible for me to marry a person who was sent to Yomi. You should look there for a man as handsome and charming as I am. I'm certain you'll find him. I'll be praying for your happiness from above. You should find a man there as handsome as I am. Leader of the Orange, Kanan. What a fucking pretentious prick. It's one thing to be like, look, you know I can't marry someone from Yomi. Sorry. Try to find happiness there. But you should find someone that's as handsome as I am. I'm sure you can find someone close enough, whatever. Sasara twirled her green hair between her fingers and let out another sigh. Yes, I always knew there was another girl Lord Kanan really liked. Do you know her? Well, I don't know who it is exactly, but it seems obvious from what he wrote, right? I'm sorry, I can't tell as anything aside from he's a douche. We should have stopped already, but whatever. I got too excited, so. I bet he only saw me as some rowdy kid running all over the place. But his looks and voice were just my type. I really wanted to have Lord Kanan's child. I just love the fact she was going to baby trap him. But I guess I can give up now. Not that I have a choice in the matter. It can't be helped. After all, it is my fault for getting myself sent to Yomi. Well, time for me to nab that cute guy I saw yesterday. He had just the kind of face I like. Kaina, that's the parted twins thing. Is that so? I'm gonna marry my future love and bear a child for him one day. I was surprised to hear her newfound conviction. This girl is crazy. I think that's why I identify with her. She's crazy. She's like... It's like me playing Atome against, I love you, Riku. I'll never love anyone. Hey, what's up, Akaza? What you doing? Look, my eyes love what they love, okay? I can't help it. But, I don't act like that in real life. I mean, aside from, when you're like, I'm my work boyfriend. Oh, I don't see him anymore. New work boyfriend. It's not real, though. I don't know, I got a baby trap. I don't want kids. Gross. But, Jesus Christ. Well, I'm totally in love with you. I couldn't do anything without you. What, you're not into me? Okay. Hey, hot guy next to him. How are you doing? Like, I'm only like that when I play Otome games, not in real life, but still. She's like me when I play Otome games. Whatever. There's tons of cute guys all around. Man harem. I couldn't deny that her brightness was cheering me up. I heard the people down in Yomi don't care about color at all, so it'll be easy this time. I hope you bear a child with Lord Tokusada soon, Lady Olympia. I want to hold that baby. Huh? Could you imagine how much fun it'd be to have all of our children playing together? I fucking love her. She's insane. Strangely enough, her words brought a very clear vision to my mind. It was as if I could see our children already. That sounds really fun. I can't wait. Like Sasara and... Girl, you're not going to get on with Kaina, but okay, try. Like... Matsuba, I'm like, it actually would be cute if you had kids to have your friends had kids. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that, like, when you have kids, you want your kids to have friends, but you want to be friends with the moms, too, instead of being like, this is awkward, I hate my life and hate being here. But that would be me if I had kids. I'd be like, I hate every moment of this. I don't want to talk to mommies about kid things, and I don't want to deal with children. But I imagine if you liked children and wanted children, that would be a nice thing to have, your mom friends, you know? A future where colors didn't keep children from playing together. A bright and beautiful world. I almost forgot. I have another letter from my friend back at the Green. Can you deliver this? It's so fun writing letters. I think I'll do it every day. I just remembered your letter. I spoke with your mother. I bet she was as loud as usual. You know, she yelled at me and told me to never come back. But you do know she's worried about you, right? She seems very lovely. She's just loud and scary, that's all. But I guess I'll let her hold my baby if I ever find my man. Sorry, like burped right there. Like, oh. All right, well, it's now time to end this part. But this is like so much fun. Like, oh, Kuroba's gonna come with us to the Green. Good job. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna wrap this part up here, and we'll continue on. Let's see, we're in Parted Twins. What do we got? Oh, we have one more chapter after this to get our ending, so we might have another part or two, I would say, to get Tokusada's good ending. So maybe like 3 parts total. I was like, wow, we've got another like so many parts, but I'm thinking, you know, because we'll do all of our bad endings and some of the after stories. We'll see how far we get in the next part, if we at least get into the last chapter, but I don't know. Because the prior chapter went fast. This one also has no choices, so seems like we should be maybe able to get our ending in the next part of the part after. It really depends. We'll see. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.